All right, guys, welcome back to the channel over here at Derek's. And last video you guys saw, wrapping up some of the loose ends on his truck. He has been going crazy lately, hammering out some stuff on this thing, guys. And we're gonna go through everything that is done on the truck. Common rail swapped, second gen, 03 engine, 99 truck. And let's just go through, if you can remember last video, which was only a couple of days ago, what all's changed?
A lot that's changed. I haven't slept a lot. It's not completely done, but it's, I like to say 95% of the way done.
It can start.
It should be able to start. We're gonna try starting here in a minute.
And we haven't started it yet. We're trying to
start it. We've turned it over like once. Me and Bailey did. But anyhow, I've got all this loomed. It has been hours upon hours of looming, and my factory ECM is actually all in my cow. And I made harnesses to extend for the AC because we want AC.
Yeah, it's gonna have functioning air conditioning.
Yes, it's gonna have AC. I'm not being hot. And then for the water temp, it's got two oil pressure sensors, one for the stock ECM on the 03 and then one for my dash to work.
So this is gonna make the truck dash work.
Yes,
and
right here's the one for the O.
This is for the painless harness. You just have that tucked there for now.
Yeah, it's just for now.
Hook it to a loader or something.
Yeah, but I don't even know where to begin. I mean, it's hours upon hours of doing this.
Yeah, well, it looks really nice. I'm honestly kind of mind blown with how much you've got done.
Yeah, I've been really hard at it.
I mean, like, the attention to detail is really there with this build. You know, you've got loom going all the way to every little piece of wiring. I think that turned out really nice. I like those connectors there for the fan. And you got your boost tube made. So, because you had to kind of mess with that a little bit.
Yeah, I got my boost tube made, all my power steering stuff. I don't remember if that's right. I made, got my
mass
airflow sensor in. All my exhaust is done.
Right.
We just hooked the air dog up.
Yeah, we put guys, on this one we went with a 165 4G air dog. We did not use the brackets that come with the air dog kit just because he wanted to put it in a certain spot. It would have had to go on the inside of the frame rail, but we just put it on the outside of the frame rail, and we actually were able to get it. You can't even hardly tell unless you're way down here that it's on there. And yeah, I really like the way that turned out. We kind of did like the bed mount, very similar to how the fast systems install, but we just think it's a really, really clean install, and everything is all loomed, wired up. We already primed the air dog. It turns on. You got the trans cooler mounted.
I just mounted the trans cooler today, ran it. I tried being pretty clean with it, but the nitrous isn't hooked up or even mounted down yet. It's just sitting there right now still. Stuff at work. The kit has to come in for that. Yeah, but this is all, and we have my shifter. It's completely done now. I'll hop up in here and show you guys it. So we have it all done. Then we have this plate from Jegs. So we have a
Jegs.
We have a overdrive lockup button and torque converter lockup button. This is kind of an ordeal to set up, to be honest with you. And then we have my switch panel, which it still needs a little bit of work, but we have the fans for the radiator and then the tranny fans, and we'll have some other.
Let's get a shot of those. Leave those running. Just putting out some air. Did you nail that first time setting it up to pull air?
Yeah.
Nailed it first time? Oh yeah, they're moving some air. Sounds like a jet about to take off.
We'll shut it down.
So, that leads us to...
We're gonna crank it.
Let's talk about the engine. Why are you so concerned about the engine?
I'm concerned about the engine and trans, because the engine was tore apart for well over a year. Tranny was tore apart well over a year. Put it together here and there, and I have a set of used 12-aught rods in this, and the last rod I put in, it locked it up. So I ordered a brand new rod.
Before you started it, just turning it over, it would hit.
Just turning it over
like
on the engine stand. And then I ordered another rod and rod bearing, and it's fine now. But I didn't feeler gauge anything. It should be fine. It's all
You just
stock
put all OEM bearings.
Good motor.
The crank wasn't turned. It was just polished.
Yes.
Or just cleaned up.
Yeah.
So all OEM bearings, standard bore. You had it honed.
I had it honed.
They didn't bore it though.
No, decked.
Poured and polished head. But there's been a lot that's went into the engine. So
Yeah,
there's some concern. I mean, we want to share this moment with you guys on camera, and you know, fingers crossed, it's just going to fire up and idle and run fine. I mean,
which it might, if it don't fire up, it could be some of the wiring, or the ECU might need flashed or something. I'm not real up to date on that kind of stuff, but we'll just see. I mean,
are we going to crank it right now?
Yeah.
Let me go up front. I don't want to see your face if something bad happens. I mean, I do for the video, but I mean, so your ear dog's on. Let's turn it on, see if we hear it prime.
You might want to put that light under it real quick, so if you start leaking anything, you can see it pretty easy.
Yeah, but for now, we'll just do a quick start up for about 5 seconds and then shut it off. So let me set this light up. I'm going to watch for leaks. All right, hit it. We're gonna hook the battery up real quick to the charger and give it some juice. We don't want to run these all the way dead. This is the Top Don. They're actually today's video sponsor. Top Don hooks us up with all kinds of cool products. We're gonna try the OBD2 port out and verify that it is trying to build rail pressure. So key on, see if we can.
This is something too, I don't know if it'll work.
I don't know what it's.
Did it just power up?
Yeah, it powered up before you turned the key on.
Oh,
so I don't even know what it's gonna say.
We're just gonna go with the 03 Dodge and see. I like to see if it's building rail pressure. Cause we cranked on it for, I mean, not long enough for it to build rail pressure with a complete dry system, really.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so, do you?
I don't think so, yeah. I think,
no smoke or nothing yet?
No smoke.
Go grab the starting fluid. This is a good indication of whether we can tune it with a Smarty or not, too, probably.
You should be able to tune with a Smarty, I would assume, right?
If not, I mean, it's not in a truck. It's just a standalone harness. If not, we'll have to take the ECM. I'll put it on an 03 Dodge I have sitting out in the lot.
So,
yeah, this is a
Dodge. This is a 2003 Dodge.
Please connect. I've knocked the cable.
I guess, let's go. Let's check out this wiring.
Yeah, let me check out some wiring real quick. This is
just
part of it.
There's key on power at that.
The relay, the harness is getting power.
The harness is getting power.
Let me feel it started real quick.
Well, I'm sure it's melted hot.
It's barely warm. I can hold my hand on.
Guys, it does have 2 wires that we're going to try and ground real quick. We think maybe
It says must be grounded in the instructions
for manual.
for manual, which this is kind of a manual.
So we'll ground these real quick and we'll give an update. Doesn't seem like it's telling the injectors to fire.
Doesn't seem like it, but remember the injector.
It also is bone dry.
It was bone dry, and the injectors are not
They're questionable.
They're questionable injectors. We're gonna grab some vice grips and just vice grip this to it.
Yeah, this is just. All right, guys, we got those 2 wires grounded for the brake switch. We're gonna, I guess, give it another go.
Fuel pump runs some minute. I'm gonna crank it.
Well, he's got
Fuel
the
level sending unit volts too low. Fuel levels, okay. Fuel pump, okay.
It says a lot of this could be from the old.
Okay, clear fault codes.
And guys, we're doing this wrong. We don't have the right ECM in it, but we're still gonna try.
It's what the book says, Dylan, but you know, I guess I did write the book on it, never mind.
The book says you must have a manual flash ECM, and we have an auto one. But DTC is still present, so which ones do we still have?
Fuel pressure, CAN bus. What's ECT? Sensor volts too high. That one and that one got me concerned. But let's go back here and see if we can read some data from it.
We're just trying to figure out why this thing won't start. We have a pretty good idea, but we're trying to get to start without fixing it because they want the ECM to be flashed for a manual, but it's an automatic flashed ECM. So it'll build like 2800 rail and the injectors just won't fire. So we're just trying to figure out what is going on with it, but wouldn't be able to read this stuff without our top-down RD Diag 500S. So just real quick, wanted to throw that in the video. Be sure you guys will check out the link in the description of this video. I'm gonna leave all their products below. You can get on their website, check that out. And yeah, I'm just sitting here, chilling out. Derek's doing some reading. We're trying to figure out why we can't get this truck to start and if it's even gonna be possible with the fact that we have the manual, or we have the automatic ECM in it, and they really want you to have a manual ECM. So guys, I'm gonna post the rest of this video later on once we do get this figured out, but basically we think that it clearly says in the instructions, has to be a manual ECM, but we wanna know why, because it's not gonna be the easiest thing to get a manual ECM flash. They're kind of VIN locked, et cetera, et cetera.
They're not the easiest.
So we're going to figure out what we need to do. Derek's gonna make some phone calls in the morning, maybe see if Fire Punk can put some HP tuners on it.
Just get a hot tune thrown right in her out.
Right off the bat, because it's making rail, it's just not firing the injector, something that's not letting it start, and we're thinking that is through the ECM. So we're gonna pause for now. We'll catch back up with you guys. I don't know when it's gonna be, but hopefully very soon. All right, guys, catching back up on this video, and it's been like probably 1.5, 2 weeks since we were last over here messing with this thing. And I just got a phone call from Derek, and he said he got it started, but we had to jump through a ton of hoops to get this thing to run. And it was honestly, at the end, it kind of sucked because it was all for really no reason, and we're kind of back to square one. But I'm gonna let him explain all that. We're on the way over to Derek's now. The truck will start, so we're gonna do a startup for you guys so you guys can hear what it sounds like. And yeah, you guys can we'll have him explain what all he had to do to make this thing finally run. So yeah, let's get over here and we'll see how this thing sounds. All right, guys, we made it back over here to Derek's house, and as you can see, a lot of stuff is pulled off of the truck. Factory engine harness is back on. We're just gonna pause it there. We're gonna let him take over. So where we left off was, I was over here, what was it, a week or two ago? Like a week and a half?
Yeah, it was a week and a half.
A week and a half ago, and we had the painless harness on it and determined that we needed to have the ECM flashed. So take it from there. What happened?
So I'm gonna take it back a little farther. So I was putting my painless harness on, and everybody gave me shit because I needed to loom it. So I spent hours looming this, spent hundreds of dollars wiring and looming a $900 painless wiring harness. I have $1,000 in wiring that and looming it. Okay, so I put that on there, and I used, it said manual ECM only. Okay, whatever. Well, I tried starting it that night you were over here. It did not start. So I called Painless, and their help center is absolutely junk.
There's basically no technical support on it.
Whatever you say, whatever the book says, they're absolutely useless. I do not recommend buying one of them at all. I mean, don't even look at them. But anyhow, so I went and I did what the guy said. He just said yes to what I said pretty much though. So I went and bought a $700 6-speed 03 ECM. Put on it, figured it'd run because it said must be manual ECM. Still did not run. So I figured it needed a tune because it said in the book that it might need an ECM flash.
And it wasn't even very clear. It said it may need tune.
It may. And then I called Painless Performance again. Hey, what kind of tuning do you need to run this, or who do I need to get hold of? We never did flash it. I said, it says right here that you sent that we don't offer it anymore because the EPA cracked down, I guess, or something. Well, anyhow, they pretty much told me to F off there. So I reached out to a couple people and they said, oh yeah, no problem. I make them run in Cummins all the time. Never with them harnesses, but it should not be a problem. So I go buy $500 almost in tuning for it. And I wait over a week for this tuning. Get the tuning, I flash it in the truck. Still does not run. Wait a day or two, don't hear anything from them. Then they said, do you have a Smarty or know somebody that has a Smarty? Smarty kills all security, he said. So I downloaded a Smarty. I have one sitting here.
How much money do you have in all that?
Probably $2,000.
$2,000 in trying to make it run.
Yeah.
And this is the best part. All right, so there you guys have it. The truck does run on its own, 100% standalone harness, built here by Derek. It just took him 10 hours of labor, but he figured it out. Standalone harness works. Truck has a Smarty, level 9 flashed into it, and first drive will likely be tomorrow. I'm gonna try and get over here and hopefully do a ride along, and we'll go drive this thing down the road.
We're not gonna be beating the hell out of it.
No, just cruising it, just breaking it in. Need to hook it to a trailer. You see them rings in. Got a goosey in there.
I don't know. I don't know if I'll do that yet. But yeah, I'm gonna tidy everything up tonight. Dylan's gonna go home and get some shut eye. I'll be out here all night burning the midnight oil. And we should drive it tomorrow. The power steering, it's an 03 pump.
It might need bled, I don't know.
It might need bled, or we don't know. We have a little bit of figure out there. I got to fill up coolant.
Does it have fluid in it? The power steering?
Yeah, I put a quart. It took a quart.
Is there any? Anyways, we'll figure that out.
We'll figure this out. That's not a big deal. We've spent 10 days stressing over this.
Harness is on. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think, and we'll see you guys on the next one. See ya.